Well, the image is up already, and here is your friendly voice too. It's a Thursday night. It's been like ages and ages and ages since we were last here, and we even had to switch the station tonight, but we are there with you now. It's the STC Sim Racing Team Challenge, bringing to you quality online racing here on Sim Race TV for the first time tonight. It's, as I said, your friendly voice, Van Glan, and with me as usual, and this time rather stressed out, Jose Estrada. Hello, Jose. Well, seems to be José's already on the air, but anyways, here we are at Spa-Francorchamps. It's the first race of the season. It's a track that basically everybody who's interested in racing knows. It's, of course, in Belgium, and it's up and down and down and up, and we just see the racers here on the out lap. That means they're following the green pace car. I am talking all the time. As you see, we have little problems here in the background. That was just a cameraman, Jose, talking to me in the background, using the whisper, of course, in TeamSpeak. And I'm back with you now. The players here, as I said, on the outlap, and it's pole sitter again, Mikko Korkiakowski for the reigning champions, Game Racer Flat Out Racing, and they have chosen the Koenigsegg, Swedish car maker, and a very nice looking design indeed. There will be 4 of these Koenigseggs because their junior team, the Flat Out Club, have picked the same ride. Second position is, and I just see that the track is a little bit damp. So slightly damp track here. Let's see how the weather plays out. Forecast said it was going to be sunny, but you never know. So second position, that's Göran Johansson for the team Gubbklubben. They've picked the Corvette and they've done a fantastic design job on it. Nice licking flames there and a Swedish flag. A second Corvette there, but different team. Tyler Skurlock, who used to be running for Flying Canadian Racing, he is now with Flying Dutchman Racing. And then far up the grid, a new guy for Waterblue Racing in the in the Pagani Zonta or Zonta Pagani, whatever, the Italian car. It's a Dino Paolini, and I suppose that is an Italian chap as well. He is in turn followed by another new guy here for the Flat Out Club, Nathan Ajo. Then in 7, Adam Shaw for the Game Racer Flat Out. In 8, Ed Penko for Sonic Racing from Portugal. In 8, Bosse Jonasson, second of the Gubbklubben. Then the first of the blue flags, our Pink Panther car, Christopher Larsson. Then in 10, Dinka Andre, second of the Waterblue players. In 11, Martin Kruyenbrink, second of the Flying Dutchman. In 12, Fernando Bento, and that must be one of the teams we haven't seen so far. No, it's a new team here for you. It's a team from Portugal. They're called RB Racing, and they have picked the Mosler. Then in 13, Erling Böhmer for the Gubbklubben junior team. Then in 14, Christoph Babic for Team Blue Flag Racing and the traditional design. Guge Holtmann, junior team of Gubbklubben. In 15, 16, David Clark, another team we haven't seen so far. It's the junior team of Flying Dutchman Racing. In 17, Ethan Bass for the Italian Course Online team. Flavio Borgna for Course Online in 18, and we have the start. Already there's the first touches here in the first turn. We see that one of the flat-out racers was off the track, but we see that Mikko Korkiakowski has actually done a very good start. Indeed, he is zooming through Eau Rouge for the first time, but followed very, very, very closely indeed by Göran Jonasson. And I can tell you there is an attack coming at the end of the long straight, at the end of Kemmel. Here is Johansson, on the inside, but doesn't manage to get through. Pulls back. Well done, Göran. He could have spoiled 2 races in 1/10 of a second, and it's still Korkiakowski leading. It's a picture that we have seen often before here at the STC. Korkiakowski in 1 and Göran Johansson in 2. Then in 3, the guy who was in 3 on the grid, Tyler Skurlock. In 4, Dino Paolini. In 5, Adam Shaw. And in 6, Nathan Ajo. And that was in fact the flat-out car that we saw off the track there in the first turn in La Source. Korkiakowski running a bit wide here. Track still damp, but I suppose all the players will be out here on dry tires. Because the weather looks fine, sky is pretty blue, and I don't think that we'll have any rain here in the course of the race, and I'm sure that the track will dry off in like 10 to 15 minutes, but we see that Korkiakowski definitely has trouble here bringing the power down for the Koenigsegg, but already a bit of a gap here to Göran Johansson in the Corvette in position number 2. And I just see the door here to our little speaker's cabin opening, and I can see a sweaty David Garcia coming through the door. David, how was it? First outlap of the new season. Everything fine? The guy is simply speechless. And I'm being asked here on the Steam Talk whether we do have a broadcast or not. Well, we do have a broadcast. It would really help if someone put a notice somewhere on the STC forum that we're broadcasting on a completely different channel tonight. It's on SimRace TV channel number 1. So anybody who's watching us right now, please post it at Race Department, Sim Racing Team Channel. We had to switch broadcast providers in the last 15 minutes, believe it or not. And big thank you to SimRace TV for putting us on the air here tonight. And we're bringing to you live the first race of the STC of the Black Cup season 2011, maybe the last season using GTR Evo or Race On or whatever you want to call it. And we're at Spa-Francorchamps. We see Mikko Korkiakowski in the lead. And we see Göran Johansson of Team Guppklubben following him closely. Okay, cameraman tells me we are more in the back. There is one of the water blue cars fighting, and could be either Dinka Andre or it could be Dino Paolino. However, none of them is really fighting. Jose, I'm looking for information from you which position we are in. Is it position number 7 for Dinka Andre? I think what we are following is my teammate, Christoph Babic. Blue flag racing car, not a... Ooh, and we just see that there was a huge lag there for one of the Flying Dutchman Corvettes. Went into the wall on the straight, and I suppose we're with Christoph Babic here in position number 13 for blue flag racing. Blue and yellow, easily mistaken for one of the other Zontas here on the grid, and he is indeed followed by one of the Gumperts, by one of the Gubklubben junior team, that's Gugo Hultmann, and Hultmann in turn now having to defend against none other than Marco Giuliotto of the team Chorus Online, and Hultmann actually loses 2 places in one go as Giuliotto moves past, and he is followed by Alexandro Gaetano. If I'm not mistaken, he is the chap who founded AB Racing from Portugal in the Mosler. Yellow and black design for you, and both of them putting a lot of pressure on my Polish teammate Krzysztof Babic, who is defending for all the Pagani's worth, but looks as if both these guys following him are a bit better on the high speed here, and maybe will slip past sooner or later. I can just now see that there's an attack here by Giuliotto. Indeed, he's moving on the outside, he's feigning a move, ow, and he kicks Babic off the track, and he's in turn kicked off. Babic stepping on the brakes as much as he can to avoid crashing into the wall. Giuliotto, he wanted to feign left, right, left, and then he actually went into Babic as Babic was braking into that brake zone there. So Giuliotto now up to 13 in a move that is, well, needs to be discussed later on, and then that puts Alexandre Gaetano in position number 14. Well then, I think since the season is pretty new, and there's lots of new faces here, well, faces, we can't see the faces, but lots of new names on the track, new teams, new cars, no more Dorans. I suppose to say we should go to position number 1 and do our famous rundown of the whole grid for the first time this season. I think we've got something like 5 or 6 laps here at Spa under our belt already, and I think we should give especially the people who follow their team a chance to find out where the players are on the grid. Should we do a rundown?
Yes, Eckhart. But before, I want to apologize for the initial problems. We couldn't start the season like we expected. I mean, with the race introduction we normally do, and all that. Yep. But at least we have a broadcast that was really 15 minutes of work from simrace.tv that I'm, thanks to Lutz, really thanks, because he really saved us today. And
well, and then you had to struggle with the German manual. I really like that one.
Yeah, everything was in German.
A German outfit, and you had to, and you kept asking me for translation. What on earth is? That was really fun. Anyway, here we are then. Let's do our first rundown of the season, and it should start, of course, at the very top of the grid. Jose, you give me a little hint via the whisper when we reach number 1, and then I will definitely start off. Oh well, there we are, Mikko Korkiakowski for you, leading the race ever since the start, and already with something of, I would say, a 5 to 6 second gap there to position number 2. Number 2, that's Göran Johansson, who had a very good start indeed, was really close to doing an attack there on Korkiakowski at the end of the first Camel Straight. First time they came down Camel, that's the straight they're going down right now, moving into Les Combes, but wisely he decided, nope, there's not enough room for both of us in that turn, and ever since he's been in 2, and ever since Korkiakowski has managed to move away just a little, followed by the second Corvette here, that's Tyler Skurlock for Flying Dutchman Racing in 3, putting quite some pressure on Göran. In 4, ever since the start, 2 first of the water blue Paganis, that's Dino Paolino Sorry, Paolini. Sorry, mate. Then in 5, Adam Shaw, second of the Game Racer flat-out players, second of the Koenigsegg. They all have different colors, but the basic design is the same for all 4 flat-out players this year. Then in 6, Dinka Andre, who's been with us last season as well, starting for Team Waterblue Racing and really taking the Pagani through its paces here, and lots and lots, heaps of pressure on that player in front of him. Then in 7, a new name, as I said, for Game Racer Flat Out Club. It's Nathan Ajo. Just drop me a line, Nathan, about the pronunciation of your second name. I'll stick with Ajo for the time being. And then we have another new name for Portuguese team Sonic Racing. They chose the Martec, the Ford GT40, and funny noise that has. It's Ed Penko for you, new player there as well, followed by someone we haven't seen the last 2 seasons. He took time off. Ooh, and off goes Penko. Talking of time off, that was car off at Penko there, slipping in that new chicane, and that means Christopher Larsson is through, and he did choose to do 2 completely different Pagani Zontas here at Blue Flag Racing, and this is the pink version that Christopher actually requested from his dad, Christer, who's our Skinner, and Christer obliged, and there we are. We do have a nice pink beauty this season. Jose, what do you think of our pink racer?
Well, I think sometimes it's good to take risks in skinning and in car design. If not, we see nice designs, but we see the same all the time, and I think it's good. And I don't think pink is by default a bad color. I don't like it much, but just like, yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. David's probably having some gas there.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, David. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure having you in our channel. Yes. So, position number 9. Back to business. Fernando Bento, first of RB Racing from Portugal, in the black and yellow Musler, new team. Then Erling Böhmer for the Guppklubben Junior team. I'm pretty sure he was running for a different outfit earlier on. I think it was Black Visor. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, they're in the Apollo Gumpert and transferring, so to speak, the Corvette design, and I think it works pretty nicely. Then in 11, hot on the heels here, it's Alexandre Gaetano, who is, I understand, the founder of AB Racing. He is followed by the second of the Sonic Racers, Ed Penko. And that means Penko now is under huge pressure as we're watching, and should be Marco Giuliotto there for Team Course Online. He's past now, yes indeed, it's Giuliotto slipping into the Dirty Dozen. He is at 12 now. Then 13, as I said, Ed Penko. We move to 14, Bosse Jonasson of Guppklubben proper in the Corvette. Down in 15, Gugge Hultmann of Guppklubben Junior. I still have to figure out what they're called, sorry guys. And in 16, another well-known face to STC, Martin Kraaienbrink of the Netherlands in the second Corvette for the Flying Dutchman Racing, taking a very nice and clean line here through Eau Rouge. In 17, David Clark. We've seen him a lot before for Game Racer Flat Out Club. Welcome back, David. And then down in 18, in the first of the Audis, that is, I suppose, the junior team of Flying Dutchman Racing, and they're called Flying Dutchman Development, and it's Ethan Bass for you. Brings us pretty much to the end of the field. There we have a totally banged up Blue flag racer, poor Krzysztof Babic suffered a serious blow to his race there earlier on as Marco Gioiato tried to get past and nudged him off the track like 2 or 3 laps back, and that Pagani Zonda looks very much beat up, and look at those lines. That is indeed very erratic. He will be quite mad, will Krzysztof, because I know he's been online since like 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock practicing for this race, and pretty much all gone in a second. Then in 20, Flavio Borgna, second of the course online players.
Still celebrating the Italy anniversary in this season.
Yeah, still celebrating. Italian anniversary is what my co's here tell me just. Yes, they still do, even though they have switched to a German car for this season. Then in 21, it's Chris Sykes for Torrent Motorsports, a chap I have been racing with, playing with a lot on RD servers. Chris Sykes, they have also picked the Apollo Gumpert, and Björn de Haas in 22 for Flying Dutchman Development. Oh, we still have players down there in 23. Another Sonic player, Pedro Murao.
I don't know, Edard.
And that is
Really?
the end of the grid, and there we see Pedro Murao very nearly spinning out on us. Thank you very much. Cameraman says he's taking a break, and that means we're on P1 with Mikko Korkiakowski showing us his perfect clean lines there. And moving out now on Blanchiment. That's a very tricky assembly here of left-handers, 1, 2, 3, and a huge new runoff area there in concrete that was not there some years back, and we will see many of the players using the runoff area for its worth. For those of you who worry about cutting rules, basically we have put in speed traps in all the places where cutting could lead to an advantage, and otherwise we let the game decide, and as long as the game says it's okay, then Sim Racing Team Challenge says it's okay too.
Yeah, exactly. We have modified a bit some tracks in order to limit a bit the game limits, but this is exactly how it works, Eckhart.
Yep, and I don't know if you saw that just on your screen in the background. One could see the huge gap that Korkiakowski has pulled here to the players following. By the time he reaches the end of Kemmel Straight, which is about a kilometer long, we could just see Göran Johansson appearing there at the end of that straight, and so that is a sizable gap. Anything that can stop Korkiakowski from doing what he's done last season, winning the races that he is in.
Doesn't look like it. It's unstoppable. Maybe an engine failure or mechanical failure, but
yeah,
the
let's
gap
hope not.
right now it's 12 seconds, Eckhart.
12 seconds, Jesus. Right, and we're about half an hour into the lap, so this is about 1/3 sorry, not half an hour into the lap, half an hour into the game. This is 1/3 of the game only, and already we have a 12-second gap. Looked like the performance that Sebastian Vettel pulled off in Monza, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that was really terrifying, wasn't it?
Yeah, and right now Mikko could do the same that Vettel did. I mean, taking care of the engine, taking care of...
Yep.
Take it easy.
Yep, while, for example, Tyler Skurlock has... Jose, we must go to position number 2, because Tyler Skurlock has actually moved, just as I switch over there, Tyler Skurlock has moved past Göran Johansson there, and he's trying to make up for lost pace now. Look at that. He's already, as they approach the new chicane there, he's already put something like a second or so between his Corvette and that of Göran, and he's definitely trying to pick up speed now to try and catch Mikko Korkiakowski. I think that in fact Göran really held him up. They are doing a very, very good defensive battle, but let's see how far Tyler can go, and let's see if how the pit stops work out. One of the things that really made us think very long and hard about switching back to the GT Pros is we're running a bit out of tire strategies, aren't we?
Yeah, exactly. We used to have a soft and a hard tire compound, and now we have just one compound. But I think the teams wanted to go back to the GTs, and they accepted to lose the tires. Was a trade-off that I think they like it anyway. So.
Yep. I have to totally agree with the teams. I really like the image here of all these different races, all these different cars there. I think it certainly adds a certain flavor after 2 seasons of the Doran, doesn't it?
Well, yes. It always has its pros and contras because with the same cars, you know. Everything depends on the driver. Here, even if we decided to let the teams choose in reverse order from the standings to balance the field. Here, if you have a faster car, for instance, in a fast track, you have a kind of advantage that you don't have in a championship with the same car. But on the other side, it's. Well, the field is more colorful, and the GTs look really, really well.
And they certainly sound very well indeed. Yes, and look at that, Skurlock, look at the gap he has opened. Yes, David?
No, I was only confirming your thoughts about the cars.
Okay, and Skinners have done a perfect job again, haven't they? I really like, all of the skins, I must say. They really look absolutely fantastic. And there's a skin competition on the forum, isn't there, David? About to start next week, I think.
Yeah, exactly. With some nice STC t-shirts as prize. See who takes the prize this year.
Yep. So everybody can, I think, not even the teams, but everybody can, not only the teams, sorry, is it only the teams that can vote, or is it anybody who visits race department?
Everybody.
Right, for those of you who haven't been at race department for a long time, by the way, thanks race department, we see your sticker in the background there. Thanks for still keeping us on your forum. We've, I hope, been very well behaved these last seasons, and we've been tucked away a little. If you wonder where we are, there used to be a sub-forum for all the race series. Now it's all about the game. And so you have to go to Race 07. And then if you go to Race 07, you simply click on Sim Racing Team Challenge. And then you will be moved to the forum. And we also have the STC main site giving you the weather information and all other information that you definitely need to follow us here on simrace.tv.
Yes, and Eckhart, if you move back on the field, you will see the Zonda is really fast here, and at the same time the Water Blue Racing guys are doing a hell of a race, because look at the positions they are. I think it's 4 and 6.
Yep. It is indeed 4 and 6, but right now we see 6 Dinka Andre with some problems, but he recovers there. And let's move to 5, 6, and 7. There's a really nice close fight there. It's a Dinka Andre in 6, blue car, and he is in a sandwich of flat outs. So there's 2 Koenigsegg's, the white number 1 for Adam Shaw with violet, and then the pink numbers, or white and pinkish number 7. Well, it's not pink, it's red, sorry. Or crimson, I should say. It's crimson for Nathan Ajo. Thank you. Yeah, I know, David. You're sure. Yes. You're... I don't know what self is that. I've heard lots of talk about the inner self. I'm kind of disappointed in your inner self, David. I would have suspected someone with the voice of Juan Manuel Fangio or something. How do you manage to do your kart racing with that voice?
Well, it's not me. It's an squirrel I have.
Ah, it's your personal pet.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we must give it a name. We must give it a name one of these days. Yeah. Anyway, here we are. Dinka Andre in 6 and Adam Shaw in 5, and the sandwich is completed, as I said. But and Andre goes off here, and so does Nathan Ajo. They've been missing the breakpoint one after the other, and Ajo comes back on the track just slightly more lucky than Dinka Andre, and now they are very, very close indeed going into the next turn, which is Bruxelles, and they have been caught, both of them, by Alexandre Gaetano from Portugal in that sleek, long yellow and black Mosler. And this is really a fighting bunch here now, all three of them very, very, very close together indeed. And they're now out of Double Gauche and approaching Fagnes. This set of, well, it's like a chicane, isn't it? And through the chicane they go, but everybody sticks to their position. So that definitely means that Dinka Andre now has his work cut out for him. He needs desperately to follow that flat-out car in front, and at the same time he needs to defend against Alexandre Gaetano. Let's see which of the two racers is faster on the long straight. It also depends on the setup, of course, and it looks as if Gaetano is faster, and if he can pull one off here. He's trying to get out of the slipstream. There he goes, out of the slipstream, approaching the last turn. This is where Vettel kicked off Button, not this season, but last season, and nice defensive move here, and Andre has problems putting the power down. Look at that, he's already again moving into a defensive position. He lets Gaetano take the outside line, and Gaetano is very, very late on the break indeed. Now they're both, and Gaetano has passed. What a brilliant move, using La Source the outside. And in the back we see a crash. We see a crash there in the back.
It was
Jose,
Marco
please
Giulietto.
move the camera back.
Marco
2
Giulietto.
or 3 positions. Yes, it was Marco Giulietto in a fight with the second of the AB racers, in a fight with Fernando Bento. He had to leave the track there in La Source, and he is now followed by a pack. Let's move there, let's stick there. It's a great fighting bunch here. It's Giulietto in 9, it's Erling Böhmer in 10, and then it's Christopher Larsson under attack here by the Maltec of Ed Penko. Penko trying to move past, and he's making the move stick. Brilliant move by Ed Penko there. And Christopher Larsson pulling back from the brink there, not letting anything get in the way of his race. And the track is still damp. There's still that little white line. Ooh, and Erling Böhmer here with some serious trouble in that turn Bruxelles, and that means Penko has to move to the outside, and that in turn means Christopher Larsson is moving in. So Larsson now in a very good position as they head towards Double Gauche. Larsson going left, going right, trying to find a way past, but there is absolutely no way past here. This is really close fighting, isn't it, David?
Yes, of course it is. Stop driving.
Yep.
I was checking Tyler Skurlock, who visited
Yes.
pit already,
Oh, he is.
and I think he was P4 or P3 maybe.
He was P2.
Or P2, yeah, you're right, P2. So he was changing the front splitter, so maybe he had a little crash
Okay, he must have had an off moment. Yep.
Yeah, possibly. He's back on track in position 17.
Ooh, that's too bad. That means he loses a massive 15 position, which is, you're at the pit for like 40 seconds changing the splitter. Plus, going in, going out. Remember, it's a long pit straight here because you have to go around the corner at the end of the pit boxes. So that's a long straight indeed. And looking at our fighting four here, things have settled down a little. It's Marco Giuliato has managed to pull away. Erling Böhmer is not under much pressure from Ed Penko, and Christopher Larsson definitely has trouble just hanging on to these others here. And I suppose it all has to do with setup and with tires. I suppose that even on the damp ground, with 40 minutes of the race gone, the tires are beginning to wear off, shouldn't they, David?
Yeah. Let's wait some more laps, and we will see.
First pit stops.
Here. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Yeah, I suppose that, for example, somebody like Korjakowski will definitely just stay out as long as he can, because there's always some sort of danger in a pit stop, isn't there? You can miss the pit entrance, you can overshoot the box, you can... Well, all things happen. I once had a terrible pit stop in Bahrain 2 seasons ago where just nothing happened. Stupid mechanics weren't there, drinking coffee or something. Just nothing at all happened. I had to disconnect and end of the race. So if I were Mikko, I would stay out as long as possible, just for that psychological reason that you don't really want to have any trouble in the pits, and the longer you put it off, the better. What would you do? Would you come in rather early and then have a long stint and a second stint, or would you do it just like 50-50, or what would you do?
Well, in Mikko's place, I would stop as late as possible, as you said. 2 motives. One is that possibly you will avoid problems in the pit, but apart, you will come back in the track with traffic if you do a early pit stop. So it is always better to wait if you are ahead that far.
Yeah, never thought of that. Of course, yes, sure. If everybody else who's behind you has also done their pit stop, then you come out the 15 or 16 seconds you were in front anyway. If they haven't, you end up somewhere in P8 or P9.
Exactly.
There is no blue flags, and because you will be racing for a position.
Exactly. And in risk of a contact or an incident or anything.
And talking of pits, here goes Christopher Larsson into the pit. So, as I said, I suppose he's having a bit of a trouble with the tires. It's rather early, so he does a shorter first stint and a longer second stint, definitely here. And might be that there was too much fighting going on in the positions where he was, so he used up the tires a little faster than he did in preparing for this game.
Maybe it's the car? Because
possible.
Because I think all the Hondas started very fast, but they started to drop earlier.
Ah, okay. Makes sense.
I have that impression, not sure. But
yeah, we have to follow that for the first 2 or 3 races to see if that is only the track here, Spa, or whether it's a general idea about the Sonta. I've been running some races against the artificial intelligence, the AI, and in those races it was the Martek that was virtually unbeatable. If you just counted the AI and not myself. Well, I never beat them anyway, but so it was always the Martek in front. So I wonder how they do in our tournament. So, David tells us, good fight, position number 6. Ooh, and crash in position number 6 and 7 just as we move there. That was Dinka Andre in a tussle with one of the flat-out guys, Pink, our squirrel said, and I still call it Crimson, Nathan Ajo. So they both get back on track. There was a touch there as they were moving out onto Blanchimont. Something must have happened. And again, the guy profiting from this is Fernando Bento. Again, it brings him closer to these two. And Andre here with problems in that chicane, and he's on the curb now. He shouldn't power out on those curbs, especially not if they're wet. Very clean line by Fernando Bento. And now they're moving into La Source. It's Nathan Ajo in front, then it's Dinka Andre and Fernando Bento in position number 8 behind them. But But Nathan Ajo now, let's follow him through Eau Rouge. Very, very clean line. Andre a bit more unsteady, and Bento does take a lot of speed out onto Camel. So Andre has moved clear here, and Dinka Andre has to defend, I would say, against Bento here. But race direction tells me there's also a good fight in position number 5 and 4, so maybe Jose, we can move the camera there. It's another flat-out player sporting the number 1, that's Adam Shaw in the violet car, and he is defending like there's no tomorrow against Alexandre Gaetano. Again of RB Racing. It's their first race in STC, and they get a lot of airtime, folks. And ooh, now it's very close indeed. Gaetano, he's almost touching, and he is indeed touching the back. He's knocking on the back door there, and oh, look at that braking there by... Whoa, somebody was very hard on brakes. Adam Shaw really having to muster all the skills that he possesses to keep that car on the track. And again, a very late brake by him. Look at those cars twitching, under braking there. So these guys are absolutely pushing limits of their virtual rides here. Out they go onto Blanchimont, and let's see, what about that slipstream? And I suppose the Mosler is just a little bit faster on the straight, but I may be mistaken.
Jose said before that Water Blue Racing was doing a great performance in this race, but it is the same for ABR Racing.
Yep,
they are
definitely.
P5 and P8 at the moment.
Yep, it's Southern Europe all the way. A team from Greece, team from Portugal, and they're doing just fine, absolutely fine here. And it's a very close fight indeed as they go into La Source, and Shaw is overshooting a little on the exit, but he can make it stick. Yeah, he can keep that under control. I thought he was maybe off just a little, and now they go into Eau Rouge, and I wonder if Gaetano can stick to his line, can take a lot of speed out onto Camel, and can stick in the... That was very close indeed. He was about to lose his Mosler there, and he's not close enough. He's not close enough for an attack. Very well done by Adam Shaw there. Very much in control here of the situation. And now
Guys,
they head into the slower part. Yes, David?
Yes, we have Nathan Ajo at pit, who was in the fight we were checking before. And also Flavio Borgna have been at pit for the course online.
Okay, indeed. And we should do a rundown of the whole grid once the pit stop situation has cleared to check out where everybody is. And we can see here, if we're still following that fight here between Adam Shaw and who's on the grass now, and Alexandro Gaetano, that indeed in the turns it's the Mosler that is way, 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 way better. Be it setup or whatever, way better than the Koenigsegg. And now here's the attack. It isn't... Very, very close indeed, but extremely fair play here by Alexandro Gaetano. It would have been easy to just bump the other guy off, but he doesn't. In fact, he's now missing his brake point a little. This will give him trouble as they go out onto Blanchimont, and he is definitely too far away. He has to regroup, sort out what's going on there, and then maybe try to get closer somewhere in the middle of the next lap.
Anyway, the tires from the Koenigsegg had to be really, really hot, because I see a lot of blocking when braking.
Yep, indeed.
He was
Indeed,
defending
so
for a long time, so again now, as you see.
Yes. I think that those players who were in a group and had to defend a lot really have a huge disadvantage here.
Guys.
Yes.
Dino Paolini, who was, I think it was P3, is at pit.
Yep.
We have also Goran Johansson at pit, who was P2, and Mikko Kokekowski at pit as well. Pitting out right
race
now.
race leader pitting out. Okay.
Yeah,
and I see on my screen. Yes.
Yeah. No. I was about to say that, as we said before, he pit a bit earlier than some of the guys on the race, and he went out in P5.
Okay. Well, somebody must have told him that around P5 the coast is clear and that he should have not too much trouble there, or it was simply the tires telling him, Mikko, we're nearly done, please pit.
possibly.
There's a lot of activity. The two water blues, and now an IB Racing it's entering as well.
Yeah, it's Fernando Bento. Also, Dink Andre pitting out already. And Ethan Dice.
Yeah, lots of action now at the pit.
And guys, this means that in position number 1 we have, in their first outing in the STC, Alexandre Gaetano, because he has just managed to slip past Adam Shaw. I didn't see the maneuver. I just saw that both of them were struggling. Let's put it that way. Were struggling somewhere in the middle of a straight. And it looked as if there was some argy-bargy going on just before that. But whatever it was, we didn't see it. And here's Alexandre Gaetano leading the race for AB Racing. We know, of course, that this is because of the pit stops, but still it must feel great. So thumbs up to you guys there from Portugal. A great debut here in the STC. You're leading. It's Alexandre Gaetano in position number 1 in the yellow and black Musler for AB Racing. And let's see if he moves into the pits as well. We can see Adam Shaw dropping off rapidly in the background with the Koenigsegg. And at least he should be going into the pits. And there he goes. There's Gaetano into the pits, Adam Shaw into the pits. And so let's just stick with, Jose, if you can, let's just stick with Gaetano and see where he ends up once he leaves the pits.
And Marco,
Okay,
Marco
I will try
Giulietto,
to find him first.
Marco Giulietto and Erling Bommer, who were in P4 and P5, are pitting as well.
Yes, indeed. And we also see one of the Torrent guys in the pits there. Sorry, Torrent guys, I haven't seen much of you on the screen. And also, I don't know if you noticed, it said on the screen that my teammate, Christoph Babic, is out of the race. Sad to hear that. And also, one of the Gupklubben players, Erling Böhmer, has problems finding his pit's place. Some technical problems there for him that will totally mess up his race. Oh dear, I hope he gets served in the position he's in now.
Yeah, something is going on there. Sorry about what.
And also for AB Racing, it's disaster because Adam Shaw has slipped past Alexandre Gaetano easily, I would say, in the pits. So something must have gone wrong in Gaetano's pit stop as well. And indeed, Course Online player Marco Giulietto, I think, has slipped between the two of them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Marco,
maybe,
yes it is.
Yeah, it is. Maybe the problem maker is that Adam Shaw was simply with less fuel or more fuel in the tank.
Yeah, more fuel in the first place, so less to put in. I think that would explain the time difference neatly, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so Giulietto looks as if he's preparing a move on Adam Shaw. Looks if he still has something up his sleeve there, an ace on the hole, as they say. And Shaw trying to get away from him as quickly as possible. He really is. But Giulietto manages to stay close, and that Audi is, from the way I remember, I've played a season with it once in an RD tournament, GT tournament. I remember, at least for somebody of my skills, it was really nice in the turns and a bit of a pain on the straights.
Guys, Ed Pengo from Sonic is at pit. Was at pit 3 at the moment. And also Huge Haltman is pitting.
So I think we're nearly done with pits. I would say that another lap from here will do another rundown so you can see where everybody is. I also saw, I'm sorry to say, Gupklubben player number 2, not Göran, but Bosse Jonasson, I think, leaving the server earlier on, so they're down to 1 car as well. And here comes the attack by Giulietto. Going into Azures. Oh, he's extremely late on the brake, and Shaw moves back into position, no problem, and this leads that AB player there, Alexandre Gaetano, into a seriously good position as they go out on the straight. And as I said, if I remember correctly, that Audi is a pain on the straight. So maybe this is the big chance for Gaetano to move past. Chris Sykes, bye-bye. Sorry to see that on the screen. He is out of the race as well for Torrent Motorsports. And yes, defensive maneuver here. And Giuliotto moving across the line there of Gaetano and now fighting back. And he's on the inside now. He's on the inside. And he moves past. A fantastic
nice
move there. Yes, very well done. Yes, David.
Yeah, very nice move, Eckhart.
Yep, just simply agreeing. Yeah, very tough racing by both of them. None of them just budging an inch here on the virtual track, and but both of them managed to pull it off. So well done. Gaetano now up in 6, bringing a lot of color into this race. And look at that. There's one of the water blue players is there in the back. That is Dinka Andre. And if your theory is right, he should be on fresh tires now, and he should be as fast as he was at the beginning of the race.
By the way, Eckhart, now we have another show ahead of the group. Any comment on the car names for the flat-out cars?
Very funny indeed. I wanted to print them out, I just didn't find the time this afternoon, and we'll give you the full names of the flat-out cars next season. I think they have been inspired by Red Bull.
I have them, Eckhart.
Oh, you have them, wonderful, wonderful, give us.
Okay.
What's the pink one, sorry, the crimson one called?
The pink one?
Yes.
Okay, well, wait.
It is Haley.
Sorry, little squirrel. We can't understand that. We need to have David's voice.
Okay, wait. David, can you come?
Okay. It's Hailey Mary.
Hailey Mary, okay.
Hailey Mary.
So what's Mikko's called? Mikko is in, let's have a look. He's in the green one.
The green one, okay. I would say it's Racy Stacy.
Racy Stacy, well that fits if you're leading the race. And then we have Adam Shaw in the violet one.
Yeah, it's Sticky Vicky.
Sticky Vicky. Oh, that's saucy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yum, yum, yum. While we're having our fun here, we see Dinka Andre actually moving past Marco Giuliotto. And this fits in with the theory of the Pagani Zonta being very, very good at the beginning of each stint. Because the way I saw it, he just slipped past with no problems at all. Anyway, give us that fourth name of the flat-out players. There's one still missing.
Yeah,
I think it's the yellow one.
Bendy Wendy.
Bendy
dirtiest,
Wendy.
Dirtiest
Okay.
one.
Sorry,
Yeah.
which one?
The dirtiest one.
The
I would
dirtiest
say.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
Well.
I don't know what was thinking Mike Simeon while skinning those cars. I don't want to know.
I think it was just thinking of skin, maybe?
Yeah, possibly.
Wow, while we're making... Thank you, Squirrel. While we're making our dirty comments here, there's a huge battle going on here between Alexandre Gaetano in 6 in the black and yellow Mosler and that flat-out player in front, Adam Shaw. And look at the two of them. They're really, really close. Shaw in 5 and Gaetano in 6, and none of them really having the chance to let up on the speed here just a little. They're really at it, full throttle here.
Eckhart, it's a Mosler or it's a Saleen?
Oh, I think it's a Saleen. Did I say Mosler all the time? I said Mosler all the time. Sorry, it's a Saleen. They look pretty much the same though, don't they?
Yeah, more or less. Oh,
and there goes Adam Shaw. He's off. This is the big chance. No, it's not the big chance. And Gaetano can't take advantage of that. He must have had a serious problem there getting out of the turn as well. Wasn't just as visible as Adam Shaw's, but now he is very close in Eau Rouge. And he can maybe take the speed out onto Kemmel. And Dinka Andre has moved up on both of them. Yes, David?
Yeah, I think Alexandre Gaetano want to do, dirty things on Sticky Vicky.
Yeah, definitely, and who wouldn't? And I think he was being a bit rash. I think he was trying to make that move too quickly, and that caused a problem with him having to lay the power down, and he just simply couldn't make it stick, in fact. And that gave Adam Shaw just that tiny, weeny bit of breathing space he needed to get his car back on track, and then stay in front. So excellent racing here by both of them, but look at how close he is now. He's virtually crawling all over the back, and there he goes!
Oh.
Into the gauche! This won't do! Ooh. Extremely well at avoiding contact, Mr. Gaetano. Extremely well done. Adam Shaw just... Well, it is his line, so it is only fair that he does that. He's just cutting in there, and I mean, he must be praying and hoping that the guy following him knew what he was doing. He obviously was, Alexandra. Brilliant move there, avoiding the crash. That was really up there. And now they're moving out onto Blanchimont, and I think, Jose, we should drop 2 positions because I see a move about to be made by Marco Giuliato. He is so close to Dinka Andre. He will definitely try to make a move, I suppose, as they go into the last chicane. Watch this. Here comes Giuliato. Oh, touches Andre. He does have a thing going, and Giuliato misses his breakpoint, and Andre slips past. Ooh. Marco Giuliato showing us what a hot head is here in Spa-Francorchamps, and dropping 1 position. No, not dropping 1 position, but staying in the same position he was in. Guys, isn't it time for the second rundown? I think everybody's done their pit stops. Let's move to position number 1.
While you move to position number 1, Jose, we have Pedro Mourão from Sonic at pit. Possibly the last pit stop of the round.
Yep, that kind of reminded me we wanted to do a rundown once everybody was through the pits. And maybe, David, you could move to the timing screen on your TV, and then you could tell us a little bit about the gaps between the players.
Yeah, of course. We have Miko P1.
Yep.
And Goran Johansson is like 8 seconds behind.
That's not too bad. That's really not too bad. 8 seconds. It looked as if Miko would be able to pull off like 30, 40 seconds. We were talking about Vettel and Monza here. But this is still very close. So kudos to Goran Johansson. Well done for staying so close there. Then in position number... Yeah, sorry.
But listen, in position number 3, Tyler Scarlett.
Amazing.
33
Unbelievable.
seconds far.
Yep, and was he at the pits, pitting for a new splitter?
Yeah, maybe that's the reason why.
Yeah, I mean, if you count like 40 seconds or 50 seconds that he lost there, he would be right up there in the top spot with Mikko Korkiakowski fighting for position number 1. It really adds up, doesn't it? So it's 33 plus 12 is 55. Sorry, 45. That's exactly the time he lost at the pits. Oh dear, so, well, brilliant race by Tyler here, swapping teams, but still staying very much in control of what he's doing. Then in 4, Dino Paolino, showing what the Pagani Zonta can do for water blue racing. Brilliant result for them, and I really love that skin. Very well done. In 5, Alexandre Gaetano, who, well, one way or the other has gotten past Adam Shaw. Sorry for not showing that. He is in a fight with Dinka Andre, and guys, we will go back to that fight. It is massive. But right now we're doing our rundown. Dinka Andre in 6, followed by Adam Shaw. There he is in 7, and he is attacked again by Marco Giuliato. Yes, sorry.
This group record is 1 minute far from Miko.
Thank you very much indeed. And Giuliato has moved past. He is now in 7, and Adam Shaw, breaking a little too late into La Source, is an 8. And that second Course Online player you see there is a lap down. So number 9, it's...
1 second, Ricardo, because...
Yes.
He's fighting back.
Yes, and there we have it. And Adam Shaw is indeed fighting back. He has slipped past Giuliato again in a fantastic move there. Absolutely well done. Absolutely marvelously executed. Adam Shaw. And these two, that is really the closest fight on the track here. Look at Giuliato already trying to make a move going into Bruxelles there. But definitely pulling back for the moment. So, well, it's very difficult to move away from these two, isn't it, Jose?
Yeah, but maybe we should continue the rundown. It's true.
Really should. Give everybody some airtime.
I will keep an eye in there, so I will keep
thank
you
you very much.
updated.
So, Nathan Ajo in 9, followed by Ed Penko in 10. Brilliant result here. Sonic way up in front there in the top 10. Well done. In the Martech GT4T. Then Martin Kryenbrink in 11 for Flying Dutchman Racing. They have a very good team result. Both of the Corvettes missing rear lights. One on the left, one on the right side. Funny. In 12, Erling Böhmer for Gubklubben, the junior team. Sorry guys, must pick up your name somewhere. Christopher Larsson for Blue Flag, the lonely blue flagger still on the grid in 13. In 14, Gugge Hultmann, that's an old Swedish block here. In 15, the first of the Audis for Flying Dutchman Development, Ethan Bass, doing a fine race, picking up positions as other people run into trouble. Well done, Ethan.
Marco Giulietto managed to overtake Adam Shaw in the chicane.
Thank you very much for keeping us updated. We'll go back there, folks, as quickly as possible. Right now we're with David Clark for Flat Out Junior, Game Racer Flat Out Junior in 16. And we're with 17, Fernando Bento, the second of the AB Racing Sleens, not Musslers, Sleens. In 18, second of the Flying Dutchman development team, Björn de Haas. And in 19, and I think this is the last player still in the game. Oh no, sorry, there should be one more. It's Flavio Borgna, or Borgna. And in the front we see Shaw and Giulietto still fighting. Pedro Murao for Sonic is in 20.
Oh,
and yes, that is it. That is it. Both of the Torrent guys seem to have left us.
There was a Koenigsegg into the wall there.
Oh dear. Was that in the Adam Shaw-Marco Giulietto fight?
No, I don't think so.
Well, it was, because Marco Giulietto was all alone in 7, while Adam Shaw is virtually crawling and desperately just trying to get his racer back, and with no splitter in position number 10.
I was checking the timetable when that happened, but Adam Shaw is without front splitter.
Yep. Well, Senor Giulietto is having an interesting race tonight. And Adam Shaw, none of us saw what was going on there, so none of us can say what was going on. Adam Shaw is down in 11 and he's slowly and painfully making his way back to the pit. And that is, of course, very seriously bad news for Game Racer Flat Out, because they had a good team result before. And even with Korkiakowski leading the race, that team result is pretty much shot now, isn't it?
Adam Shaw is having big troubles on his way back to pit.
Yep. Went out in Blanchimont at the end of Blanchimont. But Adam, it's nearly done. Just keep on going. There's just, there you are. Moving into the pit lane now. And finally, as Christopher Larsson is actually moving past, that means Shaw is dropping into position number 13. And Christopher Larsson is back in the top dozen. Where I think he was after the qualification, and the Shaw is in the pits now and try and see what the mechanics can do about that totally banged up Koenigsegg racer. And yes, dropping another position down to 14, down to 15 he goes. And here's the other one of the Koenigseggs. And while we're following Mikko Korkiakowski, let me keep you updated on that Adam Shaw pit stop. He decided to go out without a splitter, so I suppose he just picked a new tire because it looked like a flat on the front right or front left. And he decided to limit his time in the pit. He's down to 16 He's racing without a splitter, and he's back on the track, going through Eau Rouge at this moment, and experiencing Eau Rouge without a splitter, which, let me tell you, is no joy at all. So, we're in P1, cameraman tells me. And there we have him, Mikko Korkiakowski, and he's just moved past Adam Shaw, so all of you can see, poor Adam. This incident cost him already a lap. He's already a lap down to Mikko Korkiakowski, his teammate, and he in turn must be very sad to lap his teammate. While a little bit down, we had a near crash between two teammates in Eau Rouge. It was Tyler Skurlock in 3, lapping one of the Flying Dutchman development players, and that was very, very close indeed there. So, but we're still with Mikko Korkiakowski, I understand, in position number 1, doing one of the absolutely faultless races that we've seen him do last season. And it was originally that he was only on loan from DHR to Flatout. David, do you have any information on that? Is he now a full-time member of Flatout? I mean, he took home many of their wins last season that ultimately gave them the title.
Well, Eckhart, I think you have to ask
to ask
Tom
you, Jose. Right.
And Amy and Daniel Main about that, because
you have no idea.
I think depending on the series he races for. I think actually
okay.
he's only racing for Flatout in STC. I think.
Okay.
But
okay.
Not totally sure. But at the beginning it was like that.
Yeah, that's exactly that's the way it was the first season. But I mean, he's doing so fine, and he just fits so perfectly into that team. And I'm far from saying he won the series for them single-handedly, but he definitely laid the foundation for the title last season by putting in all these points and points and points with his victories. And so he really belongs there. It feels like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. He was the more important driver in the team.
Definitely, sure. Definitely. And speaking of teams, there's one team, of course, that
Guys.
we're all missing tonight. Yes, David.
Sorry, I was answering you, but I had a kind of problem with my headset.
Never mind. Probably a squirrel in there.
With your head.
No. It was me.
Or a cat.
Possibly because I was in the flat-out box asking this question you made. I got very interesting.
Okay.
And they confirmed to me that Mikko is a full-time member for Flatout right now.
Aha, somebody's changed sides. Yes, and it fits, it really fits. He really fits into the team, into the whole outlook that they take on sim racing. So, well, I think it's a very good match here. And right now he miscalculated a little that Sonic Racer who was definitely trying to get out of the way there, but not fast enough. And I wouldn't say it was any of his fault. I think there was a bit of a braking maneuver there on the part of the Sonic player. And now the Sonic player goes off for good, and let's hope he can resume the race, because obviously there was some damage sustained there as Korkiakowski moved past here and lapping that Sonic player. Sorry, guy, can't know your name now on my screen. So Korkiakowski's still out in front there. And I was just speaking about teams, and there's of course one orange team that we're all missing, and that's the Roaring Pipes Maniacs. It's kind of strange, isn't it? An STC season without the Maniacs?
Yes, it is. Indeed, it is. I mean, they were present since the first race, but I think it's product of not having the new simulations out for the STC. I think most of RPM is now on iRacing.
Yep, definitely.
And STC is not in iRacing, so
yeah,
I think it's because that. But I'm sure if we switch simulation, they will be back. I'm quite sure of that.
Yep, I miss them. I miss someone like Rami Kaukula on the track here, and other players. They have Christopher Aponte, and there's like a dirty dozen over there. So if you're watching RPM, guys, we miss you. Come back.
Yeah, exactly.
But at the same time, it's quite usual in every racing series and sim racing, of course,
definitely.
that teams come and go. If we think about the last seasons, we had DHR, then Danielson Motorsports.
Oh yes, champions.
Yeah, exactly. Then also RPM. Then Flat Out came when I think at the same time DHR left.
They came earlier. They came much earlier.
Yes.
They came. They were pretty much not from the beginning, but I think second season or something. Came very early soon. And there's two teams. Let's face it, who've stuck it out all the way from here to Mexico. It's your team and my team.
Yes. Well, but actually TBR, as you see, is not present in the grid today.
Nope, they aren't. Even though you have a wonderful skin, nobody home, I would say. And Blue Flag, only one car left because Christoph had to leave us, obviously. So yes, we're struggling, but we're still here, we still like it, and we will be here. Not forever, definitely, but for a long time coming. And yes, we're waiting for the new sim, and let's see what happens there. I must confess, I'm rather pessimistic, but let's just wait and see. Well, David, can I send you off again this time to the clock? How much more time to go in this race?
Yes, of course. Wait. It's 17 and a half minutes, more or less.
Okay, that's what I call a well-defined finishing period here for the race. And I'm currently going down the grid, and there isn't really anybody fighting for position on the whole grid. Everybody's having their own race. The field has stretched out. There's some lapping maneuvers going on. The closest we come to a fight is actually Blue Flag Racing player Christopher Larsson and his Swedish compatriot Gugo Hultman in the Apollo Gumpert. So if you go down the grid, say, look for a pink BFR Pagani Zonta and a very colorful Apollo Gumpert, which is a bit devilish to control, isn't it? For those of you who have played it, I'm sure you will agree with me that this is not easy to control. One of the most difficult one, I would say, in the GT Pro pack.
If I'm honest,
yes?
I only really raced the Lister. So,
It's a nice one. It's a nice one.
Yeah.
You did, yes, in the same tournament that I did play the Audi. You were in the Lister, and we had some fine fights. Remember?
Yes, I remember.
You were always faster, but at one point or the other, you were always off the track.
Exactly. I remember that race was really terrible. Was Brno, I think.
Brno, yeah. I was there as well.
Yep, you were, and so I really enjoyed that, but I also felt kind of sad because you had STC stickers on it, and every time I passed your car parked somewhere on the grass, I said, "Oh my God, it's the STC."
Yes.
So well, there we are. It's the closest fight on the track. Gugo Hultman in the Apollo, chasing Christopher Larsson in the Pagani Zonta in the pink edition. One of the reasons for the pink, I think, evolving in our team is that many of us have daughters somewhere between 2 and 5 or 6 years of age. So it really struck a chord with many of our team putting in a pink car. And Christopher actually demanded it on the forum. And then Christopher came up with it like a couple of days later. And when we saw the first images, we all went like, yes, we want to keep that, It looks fantastic, please keep it.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
I really like this car.
Thank you. I never met a squirrel with a Spanish accent before. Never.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
That was somebody else's line.
Yeah, that's more Mexican, David, actually.
Anyway, so we decided to stick with it and shock the hell out of you. And for a few seconds I thought about doing the Pink Panther somewhere at the back. But no, it's not the Pink Panther, it's just Pinky. We're just calling it Pinky. And so there it is. And Christopher Larson really having a great result here, number 12. And he might pick up a position now because somebody has just moved into the pits as he's moving past. Yes, indeed, he has. It's one of the Sonic players who's in the pits there. Obviously, either having to refuel or having run out of tire. Having run out of tires. And so Christopher up in 11, approaching the top 10, and Guga Hultmann up in position number 12, so he's in the top dozen. Great result there for him as well. Well, David, since everybody's settled into their positions, and before we do our final rundown of the grid, just a little outlook on the other tracks we have picked for this season. There was some discussion in the among the administration guys and also on the forum about tracks and anything that's new with the tracks, anything that we have thrown out that people will say, oh, thank goodness that track is gone, or oh dear, why did they throw out that track, or what did we change?
Well, the first thing we considered when choosing the tracks is that they fit the new cars. Because the GT cars are different than the Dorans in that sense.
Yeah, very much, very much.
So the calendar we have right now is a kind of GT calendar with long tracks and high pace tracks. Like
yeah,
Spa.
but we have a couple of odd ones still in there, don't we?
Yeah, of course. We didn't big changes to the schedule because Jose really wanted to keep an static schedule with not big changes from season to season.
Yep, definitely.
So we keep Donington Park from last season, Most, Sugo, Trois-Rivières.
Yep, Trois-Rivières with the GT Pro, that's going to be very interesting indeed.
Exactly, and Spa-Francorchamps as well. We switched Le Mans with Paul Ricard.
Yep, I love Paul Ricard. It's got this nice fluent section after the long straight. Which version do we do? Do we do the one with the really long straight, or do we do one with I don't remember. Do we have any chicanes in the long straight?
We are going for the fastest version of
brilliant! That's really nice. Yep. The GT Pro kind of reached 300 kilometers an hour at the end of that straight. It's fantastic.
Exactly. Yeah, it's my favorite with that high speed, and it's a good substitute for Le Mans, I think.
I think so too, yes, it really is. While we're talking, we see Guga Hultmann slowly but surely nibbling away at the seconds that Larsson is in front, and I think we see the Pagani-Sonda syndrome here again. Because look at that. Larsson, who is no slouch, has huge problems keeping that car on the track, and it's still like 10 minutes to go, so Hultmann is all over his back, and he's... as they go into Bruxelles now, maybe he's making... Oh, and very fair racing there by Christopher Larsson. He's actually leaving the door open for Hultmann. He realizes that he can't hold him back anymore. And the Gumpert is passed. Guga Hultmann is passed, moving into position number 11. Oh, never mind, cameraman just tells me we were in P1. Well, anyway, I gave you a nice audio commentary here for all those who follow Gupklubben, the junior team, and Blue Flag Racing. Let me tell you that they switched positions. It's 11 now for Hultmann and 12 for Christopher Larsson.
Well, audience could see it in the back because they were just lapped by Nico.
Oh, were they? Wonderful. So that was at least something. Well then, I think time for the last rundown. Third one in this race. As again in the back we see a player for Flying Dutchman Development leaving the track there, going into one of the sand traps. Korkiakowski, pole position, and apart from that moment at the end of Kemmel in lap number 1, a totally secure race for him. If nothing strange happens, this is his race to lose, and this is his race to take home. And I think we'll see the defending champions notching up victory number 1 in race number 1. But there we go. Number 2. Göran Johansson, who is, I think, something like 10 to 12 seconds down to Korkiakowski, so not within striking distance by any measure. In position number 2, but safely there. In position number 3, Tyler Skurlock, who would probably win the prize of man of the race because he was fighting back from losing a splitter after a moment that we never caught on the stream, but we'll definitely bring up in the interview. And he's up to 3 again. He was, I think, down to 14. Then in position number 4, Dino Paolino. I just keep on saying that. Sorry, guy. Dino Paolini. It doesn't rhyme. Dino Paolini for Waterblue Racing in the Pagani Zonta. In the light version, so to speak. They also have a darker version. Then, new team, AB Racing. They were leading the race for, I think, all of 2 laps. And brilliantly, absolutely marvelously done here by Alexandre Gaetano for that Portuguese team. Position number 6, Dinka Andre, again for Waterblue Racing, in the second of the Pagani Zontas that we see on the grid here. Followed by 7, Marco Giuliato, who was involved in many, many fights, and we see that the Audi can take a beating because it looks absolutely pristine on the outside, and a very interesting skin they have produced again for this season. Then position number 8, a great race for Sonic Racing in the Martech, Ed Pinko, coming up in 8 here, and I would say flawless if I look at the position. Must have been a great race for him. Number 9, Martin Kreinbrink, a good team result then for Flying Dutchman Racing, 3 and 9, sounds good. Number 10, Elling Böhmer for Team Gubklubben, the junior team, in the Gumpert Apollo. Number 11, and look at how much difference Erling has. Oh, sorry, no. He was racing Gugo Hultmann earlier on, not Erling Böhmer. No. He's back, actually. He regained the position. Christopher Larsson for Blue Flag Racing in a pink car in position number 11. In 12, Gugo Hultmann, who had just moved past Christopher, but obviously has dropped that position. Sorry for not catching that live. In 13, Nathan Ajo, a new player for Game Racer Flat Out Club in the crimson, some say pink, version. Then 14, Ethan Bass for Flying Dutchman Development, being lapped here by second positioned Göran Johansson. A great result for him, slowly but steadily moving up the grid. David Clark, second of the juniors for Flat Out in 15, going through Eau Rouge and now out onto Kemmel. Then in 16, second of the AB, so they bring back both cars safely, well done, Fernando Bento. 17, Björn de Haas, second of the Flying Dutchman development team, Audis. And that is a fight for position. Guys, this is a fight for position. Adam Shaw on his way back up, and he obviously went to the pits again and picked up that splitter after all. And he is fighting for position. They are very close indeed as they approach Eau Rouge. He's moving left, right, and very close. He's trying to move on the outside, and he's making that move stick. And in the back, we see Dinka Andre. And it's a huge crash in the back. Marco Giuliato and Dinka Andre contact at the exit of Eau Rouge, and it's the end of the race for Dinka Andre. We see his car parked there in the back. Thank goodness. What a disaster. Yes.
No, I tried to move there, but not possible, but we could see it in the back.
I think we could see it in the back. Yes, indeed. So let's have our rundown go on. It's Björn de Haas in 18 and 19. We have Flavio Borgna, second of the course online players. And Pedro Murao for Sonic is in the pits, and that is everyone who's on the grid still. So 19 players make it to the finish line here at Spa-Francorchamps. And Dinka Andre is out of the race as well, with all of, 4 or 5 minutes to go. That is very sad indeed. So that was our final rundown here, and sorry for not catching that huge crash there at the end of Eau Rouge for you, but at least it was to be seen in the background just by sheer coincidence. But we're back now in 10 and 11 with Christopher Larsson and Gugo Hultman, two Swedish players, and they're still slugging it out here with, I think, like 3 minutes to go. David, is it?
Yeah, 3.5.
3.5, so that means 2 laps to go. And they have both moved up 2 positions because of these last-minute disasters that struck the people. And that means that Christopher Larsson is in the top 10, back again, so to speak. And Gugo Hultman is up to 11. And it seems to be that from time to time Larsson runs into trouble. Little note here that Pagani Zonta is a bit erratic as the stint goes on. And Hultman then gets closer, and every time he puts some pressure on Larsson then again manages to pull away. Oh, and now Hultman is off in La Source. Hultman is off in La Source. And here's the latest update from David Garcia on how many laps we will still do. David, tell us.
Yeah, possibly one more lap, Eckhart, because Mikko's lap times are around 2 minutes 14 seconds, 2 minutes 15, and he passed through the start-finish line with 2 minutes and 23. So possibly we will cross the start-finish line with 6, 7, even 8 seconds remaining.
Yep, unless he decides to go slow now, and
exactly.
Maybe somebody just told him, but he's on our screen, isn't he? Because he's following Christopher Larsson. He's about to lap him for, I think, the first time. Don't know quite, I think yes. So yeah. Larsson is the last, and now he is the last player. The first player lapped, actually. The first player a lap down. So 9 players still in 1 lap. And Korkiakowski, let's see what he's doing. And if we stick with Larsson, we will have Korkiakowski on the screen as well. Or should we move back now and give Korkiakowski the final lap?
Yes, because I fear we will, if he slows down, we can miss it. So let's play it safe and go with the winner of the race.
Yep, definitely. He deserves it. So there we are then. Mikko Korkiakowski leading the race, as I said, from start to finish, and about to celebrate another another seriously great victory for Game Racer Flat Out, the defending champion, wearing the proud number 1 on their fancy named cars here, 4 of them, 2 for Game Racer Flat Out, 2 for Game Racer Flat Out Club. But you know what? Korkiakowski doesn't know the word slow, does he?
Yeah. We are going for another lap.
We're going for another lap as he's going full out here. Oh,
no.
Ooh, Hultman nearly running into trouble there. He is definitely waiting And ooh! And that's the end of the race. That's the end of the race here. Korkiakowski is across the finish line. He is in number 1, and he's doing some antics there with his teammate.
That was not a good move. I wonder if Flat Out Club will protest against Flat Out Racing.
They definitely will. And that is 2 for Göran Johansson and 3 for Tyler Skurlock, who's approaching the finish line now. And that means that Hultmann and Christopher Larsson still have one whole lap to slug it out. We'll go to their position in half a second. Let's see where the others are. Dino Paolini, not Paolino, in 4, followed by Alept, AB Racing car. Dino Paolino in 4. That is obviously one of the best results they have ever had. Waterblue Racing, and here comes Marco Giuliatto in 6, while Alexandre Gaetan was across the finish line in 5. A brilliant first result for him and his team, AB Racing. We're waiting for Ed Pinko in 7 for Sonic Racing. And he's through the chicane the last time. Happy that this race is over, I suppose. Happy and glad to have reached the finish line in position number 7. Then in 8. Oh, quite close indeed. Martin Kreinbrink for Flying Dutchman Racing. In 9, again, quite close. Erling Böhmer. And then we're in 10 with Christopher Larsson and Gugo Hultmann as they approach, and look at that defensive line that Christopher is taking. He knows if he just sticks to his line, there's nothing Hult to do, nothing at all. Hultmann tries a desperate move on the inside. That doesn't work. Too slippery there on the... And Larsson brings home position number 10. Don't let yourself be fooled by maybe what it says on the screen there. And Hultmann in 11, and that is all the racers that have completed the race. We of course have 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and so on who came lapped into the finish. And that means, I suppose, Jose, if we follow the same procedure as last season, it's time for the national anthem, isn't it? So, no national anthem because of the hectic switch to a new provider here of the images. And so that means I'm actually in the booth at the moment and waiting for the people to come in for the interview. This is one thing that's really nice about sim racing, that you don't really have to wait very long for the podium guys to come in. They're simply moved to our channel by Jose, who is right now trying to pick them up as he goes. And there is race winner, race leader, and pole sitter, Mikko Korkiakowski. Congratulations, Mikko, to a fantastic win in the first race of the season.
Thank you, and greetings from the hospital. I'm in pretty bad shape, so tough today.
Well, it did look as if it was tough. Sorry, David.
No, I was saying, whoa, just that.
Yeah, it was, the conditions weren't really that bad, actually. It was, the grip was quite constant, so...
Yeah, it was damp, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was damp, and I think some point, it wasn't, let's say, 10 laps or 15 laps at the most. I think the line was pretty much dry, but then you got a bit worn tires and you go a bit offline, you start sliding, you remember, all right, don't do that again.
Yep,
And
yep.
yeah, just stick to the line. And I think that was just what made the race so exhausting for me. Spa is always something you can't really rest at any point. Those long straights are there, but then there's a heartbreaking, so you have to concentrate on that.
Yep.
So yeah, it's. I'm really happy for the win. It was difficult. It's never easy for me at Spa.
Okay, well, it looked easy for us, but thank you for these informations that from the inside things definitely do look different. And here's second positioned Göran Johansson. A great race by you, Göran. Could you comment on that very first lap when you tried to make a move on Mikko for the first one and only time?
Yeah, I was just showing me. I know how fast he is, so I just it wasn't supposed to pass him. I know he's a lot faster than me.
It was just to show him, hang on, I'm here too.
Yeah, I definitely saw that.
Yeah.
Well, from the outside, it looked as if this was, trying to take advantage of whatever little room there was in the first lap, just trying to squeeze by for once and then maybe defend that position for as long as possible. The kind of move that Alonso made at Monza.
Yeah, but 90 minutes is too long for me to have Mikko behind, so I think I thought he can stay in front of me instead and try to keep his pace, but that was impossible. He was too fast.
Yeah, but the gap stayed then kind of, he pulled away and then the gap stayed kind of constant, didn't it?
Maybe he slowed down a little bit, but I don't know. It was hard with the damp. I was a little bit afraid of making the car in several pieces. Tyler made his car in almost 2 pieces.
Yeah, Tyler, there you are. Thank you for introducing him, Göran. Third position, and you had to pit pretty early for picking up a new splitter. What happened? It wasn't on the screen.
I just had some major understeer, and when I got past Göran, I just think it was turn 12, 13, I just lost focus, and I spun the car into the inside wall, and I damaged the splitter and suspension, and I had to pit right away. So I just took all 4 tires and all my rest of my fuel and changed damage and did the rest of the race on that.
Okay, so you really didn't have to pit twice, and then you were down to something like 14, wasn't it?
I was back there. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where.
Yeah, and then the next time we saw you, you were back up in 3, so that was quite amazing. And I mean, we kind of did some maths, and we figured the stop would have been like 50 seconds or something. And so you would have been really close to Mikko without that incident, would you?
Oh, I don't know about that. He was pretty quick, and when I got past Göran, I could see that he was, I can't remember, it was like 11 seconds or so, but then he started to pull away. So I think he's just putting a little bit of extra gap just in case, who knows what could happen, but he was definitely quicker. I think second was the best I could do.
Okie dokie, well you did 3, so that wasn't too far off, and you have a great team result because your teammate was also in the top 10, so that's pretty good for you.
Yeah, fantastic.
Well then, thank you very much, Podium. Thank you for coming in here for the interviews. Thanks for a really interesting and very colorful race here in the new cars, the new skins, and hope to see all of you back in the interview during the season. And that's it for the time being from the interview. David and Jose, any questions from you?
No, not really. Well, I want to thank simrace.tv that really set up the broadcast in 15 minutes in a hurry. They also had a meeting at the same time, so they made a miracle for us, and I'm really thankful. But well, the good thing is we will continue with them for the rest of the season, so hopefully we will have a lot of good broadcast.
From me, I just want to congratulate not just the guys in the podium, but all the teams that completed the race and are with STC for some years in some cases. And also, I would like to say thanks as well as Jose said to the Sim Race TV guys. They know that service makes the difference, so they gave us a very good service in a very short time, so we're really grateful.
Yep, I must join in. Thanks very much for that. But also a huge big thank you, especially to the new teams, the Gupklubben second team and the Flying Dutchman development team, and of course AB Racing from Portugal, who made this a very, very colorful race indeed and provided us with a nearly full grid. And so this is this was the first race at Spa. We'll be back with you next week already in Hockenheim with your friendly voice somewhere at the back of the grid in his native Germany, trying to put the Pagani Zonta through the paces. And Mikko, if you are there, lap me 4 times, I dare you.
All right, let's see. I'll bring it on.
You will. Okay, bye-bye. This is the end of the broadcast. See you, folks.
Thank you.
See you later.
Thank you.
Kiitos.